Well, Ashley Ann, I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
So I'm your new super fan. I don't know if I'm your demographic, but guess what? I am now.
No, yes, absolutely.
This album, Generational Heartbreak, I am obsessed.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
I love how I walked in and it was playing. I felt like a
blasting. And no, I'm so like,
welcome.
It's been blasting on nonstop. Like every time I get in the car, wake up, go to sleep. It's just, I'm obsessed. And we're going to talk about every song.
Yes.
Because you co-wrote every song.
Yes.
And that's amazing.
Yeah. I never even thought of like the other way to do it.
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
How long have you been writing?
I've been writing songs since I was 11 years old, and don't ask me to play them for you because they probably are not good, but I've been using songwriting as a coping mechanism for, over 10 years now. Crazy.
Did you grow up in a family that was musical?
I wouldn't say like talented and gifted musical, but like music everywhere. Absolutely. I mean, my sisters and I just loved performing. Like I always say, any elevated surface, we were on it. Like we just wanted to entertain. We wanted to, have people over just to watch us sing and to watch us dance, and we'd put on shows, like all the things. I've been performing since I was so little. So yeah, it's kind of a musical family, kind of not. My grandparents my grandfather, he introduced me to country music. He is like the biggest fan of old country western. He was living in Nashville in his 20s, so he would go to the Grand Ole Opry, and that's kind of like his vision of, if you've made it, if you're successful, you've had to have done that. You've had to have played the Grand Ole Opry. So I think like maybe once I play the Opry, he'll be like, okay, she's actually doing something. Right now, he's just like, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. I mean, it is, though. It's a good, like, success marker.
For sure. I mean, it's like what you dream of as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
Oh, I just want to, let's manifest this.
Yeah.
What would be, out of the Generational Heartbreak album, what would be your song that you're like, if the Opry called today? Listening, Opry? Call today. What would you play? Would it be so hard to pick between your children?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like I grew up listening to all that types of, of music. Tammy Wynette, Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline. Like those were all my, my idols when I was young. And I think that as I've grown and, developed a taste for other genres as a consumer, I think that has been evident in my music that I create. And just like sonically, I think I produce, a bunch of different types of music kind of combined into one. So it'd be interesting to get on stage at the Grand Ole Opry. I'd probably have mega imposter syndrome because I don't necessarily feel like I am, down the middle country. Like I am not the country that I grew up listening to. Mm-hmm. Just interesting. But I do think that there's, tastes of it for sure. Especially in the songwriting and the lyricism of it all. But I do think I would feel like I don't know if I deserve to be up here because all the people who have, stood on that stage are people that I respect so much. So it's really special. But yeah, I've definitely been manifesting that.
Yeah. I think you do deserve to be there. I'm just going to say that. I think you're so talented. And these songs, like, it's funny that you say that because you're right. It's not traditional country. I don't even know what country is anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard to define. But I feel like what I love about it is that like whether I'm in a pop mood or I'm in a country mood, and those are different for me.
Yeah.
This album checks the box.
Yeah.
It's like, and Nevermind could absolutely be the biggest hit of all of pop radio this summer. But it can also be like on the Opry stage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like about the stories. I've talked to a lot of people about this lately, especially with like the interviews and podcasts around the project itself. Like those songs are, I think it's if you were to write down the lyric on a piece of paper and read it, you would think it was a country song. And then you listen to the track and it's a mix of a lot of things. But I feel like what it comes down to is, I love pop music and I love all types of music genuinely. But I think what a lot of other genres are missing that country does have is like the character behind the person that's writing the song and the morals and the values and what we stand for. And I think that that's all, changing so much. But I think like the root and the heart of country music is the stories and like where you've been and what you've experienced. It's very autobiographical. And I think that that's how I am just naturally as a songwriter. So it was kind of instinctual for me to move to Nashville and do country music. There was nothing else that I was, I felt as at home in no other city, no other. I mean, I've never at that point even been to any other city in my life. I wasn't much of a traveler, but
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So grew up a beach gal, literally never left. Like, I mean, we'd go to the Outer Banks if we wanted to like have a change of beach.
Yeah. But you had
we
the
got
beach,
tired
so,
of our
like, yeah.
beach, but didn't travel much as a kid. So it was kind of just like dreaming, you know? It was just a lot of watching videos and documentaries and other artists and seeing where they went. It's like, okay, it's rather Los Angeles, New York City, or Nashville, and I ain't going to the first two. So
I hear ya. I hear ya. So how old were you when you moved here?
I was 18. Yeah.
What did that feel like? Did you drive by yourself? Did your parents come with you?
Well, I went to Belmont for a year. So college was kind of like my in to this town. But I showed up completely like I did not know anybody at all. And I think that honestly helped me. And looking back, I mean, looking at, now as a 22-year-old, I'm like, that is a scary thing. But I feel like in the moment, that was like the last feeling I had. If anything, I felt like I had way too big of a head, and I was like, I'm going to make this town my, B word. And I feel like I really genuinely felt so strongly about the fact that the Lord had placed this, passion on my heart and that this is what I was meant to do. Whatever capacity that wasn't up to me. I was just going to do it. And, that was just it. There was never any other thought in my head. I never had any doubt or fear. I think the doubt and fear comes a few years later when you're like, oh, this is actually a lot harder than I thought. But I think that, yeah, looking back, it was definitely scary, but in the moment, it didn't feel that way at all. I think the excitement and the joy, I felt like I had yearned my entire life for that moment. So I felt more than prepared to be here. And I think that's why I did it so young. And then I also think that's, why I've stayed and why I've continued to do this. I think a lot of people who, start young maybe are deterred easily.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I've been through a lot in this industry just in the 4 years of doing it professionally where like, yeah, it makes you want to, second guess and think about doing something else and all the things. But I think continuing to, stick through it and just continue to have that motivation, I think all of that is just because I've spent my whole life wanting to do this. It wasn't like I woke up one day and was like, oh, let me just pick up a guitar.
Yeah, I hear those stories on the reality shows. The ones, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, well, like I was in my fraternity house and then all of a sudden they were like,
I
hey,
broke
dude,
my
you
leg.
can sing. And I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And they kind of make me mad. I'm not going to lie. But I think it's really difficult. I moved here originally thinking I was going to be a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And this town will take a little of your confidence if you have any when you get here and suck it right out.
Absolutely.
If you let it. So I'm impressed with you. Like, how did you manage, and you're still managing to find the confidence to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, I absolutely still am experiencing that every day. There's, I was telling somebody the other day, with every person that I've, approached or has approached me in the last few months as I've been putting out this new music, it's the first thing they say is, so you're crushing it. So you're absolutely killing it. So something massive is about to happen, and all this like affirmation. And I feel like with all of the yeses also comes space for so many no's. And I think that in periods of your life and your career where you kind of feel like you're plateauing, you might not be getting a lot of yeses, but like you're also not getting a lot of no's. It's just kind of very stagnant. But sometimes that's a little emotionally easier than when it is kind of on fire, because you're getting a lot of, the negative side too, which is more views means more comments. Yes, but that also means more hate comments, and more yeses from industry folk also mean more no's because more people are noticing you. And I think that with all of that, it's definitely been a challenge. And this isn't my first season experiencing that. I think, it ebbs and flows, and this career is a roller coaster. But I think that right now it's just about remembering, and I know it sounds cheesy and it's so much easier said than done, but when you really do click your brain back into that perspective of like how blessed I am to be in the spot that I'm in, and how younger me would have killed to just live in Nashville, whatever I was doing. I worked at a hat shop the first 2 years of living here, and I made cowboy hats. And it's like, even then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm living in Nashville. I may have not been doing music completely full time, but like I was just happy to be here. And I think that remembering, holy crap, I live here, and holy crap, I've built a family here. And whether it's friends, co-writers, like I've created a life here, and that was all me, and I did that by myself, moved here not knowing anybody. So I just think it's about like remembering, your path is so different from everybody else's. No two paths are going to look the same. There's no handbook for this job. And I think it's just been about like, my whole artistry is kind of like pain into power. I've always said, turning pain into power, where I've been, why I am the way I am now because of it, and why that's to be embraced rather than shunned. And I think that I lost that in my personal life. Like I lost that in the business minded side of myself. It was like, okay, I've been the artist that is, trying to help and heal other people. I call myself the group therapist. Like I think that's pretty evident in my music. But I like stopped being that in my own life with myself. When I say that, I mean like I stopped thinking, about my own trajectory in that light. Okay, pain into power. All of this is going to pay off one day. Mm-hmm. And if I had, in the flip of a switch, become the next big thing 2 years ago when I thought that I was ready, I mean, this would be a totally different conversation. I would be a totally different artist. I would have totally different stories, totally different life. And I think that the Lord knows when I'm supposed to be on certain stages. And I think that he equips and prepares me for those things, whether it's through life experience or in a songwriter's room or whatever it is. But I think that practice makes perfect. And I'm just like, trying to get as close to perfecting a craft. I don't think it's ever going to be perfect, but I do think that as this industry is kind of like this, I think there's also some point where it's going to collide, with the right moment. And I don't think that's up to me. I think I just work my butt off and I just keep my head down and keep going and still continue to like focus on myself and, give myself some love. And that's so important in your mental health and everything. So yeah, I think I just kind of realized like through all the no's and the yeses and the whatevers, like that's not where my identity is rooted. It never will be. And I think that that helps me sleep at night, because if it was my everything, yeah, I'd probably leave. I'd probably do the same thing and go do something else and move out of town. I mean, it's definitely not for the weak, but it's also, I think even the strongest people like struggle extremely. So
I think it's interesting that you said something about the comments. Mm-hmm. This is something that I think a lot of people will relate to, that when things go well, you also like, it's weird that we live in a world where success is also that, yay, the trolls arrived.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? Because I think that's something that, in fact, I just had a conversation with someone this morning that was like, oh my gosh, I woke up to negative stuff on my post and it freaked me out. What do I do? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I'm a different breed when it comes to hate comments. I'll be honest, like, I don't know if this is healthy. I don't know if this is good advice, but I find it hilarious. And I actually fight back oftentimes. Like, I'll get comments that are like, oh, there was one where me and Max McNown had done the duet he has with Avery Anna. And I sang Avery's part at his show, and we posted the video on our socials. And one of the comments, I forget if it was his page or mine, but one of the comments was like, Avery Anna did it better, or something like, you didn't do it as well as Avery though. And I commented back like, let's see you get up there in front of thousands of people and sing the song.
Yes.
You think you think you could do better than me? Probably not.
Did they comment back?
From the looks of your profile picture, you don't sing. Like, I am really awful. And I'm like, I'm not one to pick a fight. I honestly hate conflict.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same reason that somebody can get on their phone from their mom's basement and type a comment. It's because it's not face to face. So I'm going to do the same thing back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably not good of me, and it's definitely my toxic trait. And there will come a point where I cannot do that. But for now, It's kind of fun.
I think be you.
I'm enjoying
I'm
it.
the same way, actually. I just always imagine if somebody leaves a negative comment, I imagine that it's like some random dude at a bar. It's always a guy at the bar to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if they said this to me in real life, what would I say back? I'm also not a confrontational person, but in those moments, I'm like, someone recently wrote, on one of the podcast clips, it's just yapping. Yap, yap, yap. And I wrote back, it's a podcast.
Yeah. What do you want?
So I'm not really sure what you want me to do here. And I agree. It's like, to me, it's no sweat because I'm like, it's just silly and how easy it must be to comment from the
you
basement.
have to not think of it as a man at a bar. You have to think of it as a man in his mom's basement.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
With a bag of Cheetos.
If it's a girl, then it's like, oh, somebody's jealous. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of the times it is just like miserable people. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, don't give it the time of day. They're not worth the energy. But I'm like, sometimes I like to like get under people's skin and be like, get inside their mind. Like, why are you commenting this? And does this really make the world a better place? Does it really make you a better person?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's kind of all over the place. And I think that I'll get to a point where I'm not doing that, Hopefully there's so many hate comments and I just can't get to them all. Then you'll know I'm doing something right.
I mean, exactly, right? And also for now I'm like, oh gosh, I got to follow you more closely in the comments.
Literally it's funny sometimes. But that's another thing is like, if you are getting hate comments, honestly, this is good advice, is that means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because if you're not getting hate comments, then you're not reaching a larger audience outside of your following.
Yeah. And you haven't like honed in on who you are enough to like get under someone's skin.
And you got to be a little controversial. Like if nobody hates it, nobody's going to love it. Like there's got to be both.
I agree. Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. You're wise beyond your years. Okay. Speaking of wise beyond your years, because you did say your songs are autobiographical.
Yes.
I want to start.
Unfortunately,
I know because they just like, they get me. But I'm quite a bit older than you. So some of those like Nevermind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yep, been there.
Yeah.
And so I think that's crazy that you tapped into that so young. But I want to start by talking about Paloma. Yeah. Because like, is this real life? Was this story real?
Okay, so Paloma, I don't know if you've heard the story of like how it was written.
No, I want to know.
So I was at my friend's birthday dinner, and this was like, what year are we in now? 2026. This is 2025. And I had just turned 21. So all I had dabbled with was, the vodka crayon of it all. The underage.
I still drink that, P.S.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've like graduated to a Cosmo.
Oh, okay.
But like we all have our, twisted teas, whatever that we're dabbling with as underage drinkers.
Which we don't
try at home.
Right.
No. But I hadn't really like established my taste for like mature, a cocktail or certain wines. Like I hadn't figured out what I liked. And so as we're all at this table, everybody's like ordering their drinks and giving it to me to take a sip of and try all these different drinks. Laci Kaye Booth was sitting to the left of me. Love her to death. And she had ordered a Paloma. And
that fits, by the way.
It just does. It just does.
Because she's way cooler than I'll ever be.
She's so cool. And the best part is that she ordered a Paloma with a shot of tequila on the side and then an order of the churros. And that was when they were just asking for our drinks.
Okay. I love her for that.
So fun. And like we just hit it off. That was my first time meeting her. And yeah, so I had written down in my phone because she had let me try the Paloma. And at first I didn't even know what a Paloma was. I don't think I'd ever heard of it at that moment. But I tried it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so bitter. And like, to be the mature, wise, hot, late 20s gal like you who could, stomach the taste of a Paloma and like look good drinking it, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I wrote down in my phone, like the girl with the Paloma. And the next day, I think I was just kind of like fiddling around with the idea. And I was like looking at it more so as the woman that I aspire to be, more so as the person that I want to be more like, and kind of putting that twist on it of like, thank God I left my man at home. I just thought it was funny. Like, I just thought it was funny. Like I I love women. I love being a girl. I will never sit here and be like, ugh, easier for men. Like, no, I would way rather be a woman. I mean, we get to do our makeup, our hair, our clothes. Guys just don't get that. And I love being a girl. And I think that song is such a girl song. And I think the aspects of kind of like, not like disposable, but kind of just like, thank God I left my man at home. Like, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of songs, especially in country music, you know, in the female lane that is so, you know, screw her for like taking my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like screw him for going with her. I'm like, does it have to be screw anybody? Why can't we all just be happy? So Paloma was written from a place where I was just kind of fed up with so much country music being so like somebody to blame. It's like, I'm not really upset with anybody over this situation. Like, she's really hot. Thank God I left my man at home. Like, I know he loves me, but I'd look too if I were him.
Yeah. No, it's the best. I love it. And I love hearing the backstory. What did Laci say? Like, so
it was like months later. I saw her at this, like, Kendra Scott had her Yellow Rose event where she did her opening. I saw Laci and I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna die. Like, I wrote this song after you gave me a sip of your Paloma that night. And she was like, no way. We were like dying laughing in the back of Kendra Scott's news store. And I sent it to her, and she, on her like 15-20 minute drive home, she's like, Ashley, I literally listened to the song over and over and over again my entire drive home. She's like, and now my head's all big. She's like, I can't believe there's been a song written about me and it's this good. So she was obsessed with it. And then for the release itself, we ended up going to Bar Taco to get Palomas. And this was kind of crazy. The waitress at our table, like our waitress, I can't remember her name. I wish I could. She was so sweet. And she comes and brings our Palomas, and Laci's like, oh, we're celebrating her release. She released a song called Paloma. Like, Laci's like mom. She's like Regina George's mom. Oh my God. And the waitress was like, no, it's the way that I've been waiting for that song to drop. And I was like, stop. Like, that's crazy. The waitress knows the song. So yeah, we all just like drank Palomas and had so much fun. And yeah, it was a time to remember.
Now I want a Paloma, and I don't even like them.
Okay, so that was the first one that I had was no bueno.
Yeah.
But the Bar Taco Palomas, have you ever had the Bar Taco Palomas?
No.
So good.
Okay, I mean, Bar Taco does nothing wrong, so
no,
I'm here
literally,
for trying
they're
this.
so good. And then I've had a good one at Dos Santos in Wedgwood, Houston. Such good Palomas. I actually like order them pretty like every time I go out now.
Well, because you're the Paloma girl now.
Because it just feels like on brand.
It does.
I do it for the brand, but as far as the taste goes, it hasn't let me down a few times.
I feel a tequila sponsorship coming on.
I would love that. And I've DM'd so many tequila companies, but I'm pretty sure it might be something to do with like not being 25.
Oh.
Or there's like an age thing. I don't know.
I have a friend. We're going to ask.
I love that.
Yes. We're just manifesting today.
Tequila
That's what we're doing.
Like the only liquor I drink.
I am so intrigued by this. Well, you escalated that quickly, and I'm here for it. I love it. Okay, now we're going to stick with the songs for a minute because I am loving these backstories. The other song, the song that was my original first favorite, like I love to rank my songs when I'm like, oh, this album, I got to like listen to all of it. And I'm telling you, each one of them is like perfect in its own way. Mm-hmm. But Happy Birthday tried to take me out while driving my car. So I would recommend people
a hold of the wheel.
Yes, just listen to that one at home first, ladies, because that's not maybe like a first time in the car by yourself, but I'm known for this, by the way, like pull the car over and cry. That's who I am. What? Why? How? This, and by the way you sing Chocolate Cake, I don't understand.
We thought about calling it Chocolate Cake for a second, but then I was like, Happy Birthday is like so contradicting in the most beautiful way, because it's like you think it's going to be this happy celebratory song, especially with the cover art, and then it's just totally not.
No, it takes you again right out. And the thing is, we've all been there where it's like you've got that person that you're like, I should be texting you on your birthday, or whatever, or making you chocolate cake. So how did this one come to life?
Gosh, I mean, I feel like this one, honestly, like, at least in my brain, was like in the process of writing the song for like my entire life. It feels like because I have always really struggled with birthdays, like even my own birthday. I mean, me and my older sister always bond over this. It's like when you kind of we come from a pretty rough upbringing, me and my sisters. And I think that when birthdays are hard as a kid, that kind of never changes. And when you've had a hard childhood and you've endured that hardship, every birthday in your adult life feels like a day of reflection unintentionally. It almost feels like you're just looking back at your entire life and you're like, okay, this is the year that I'm at. I can't believe I've experienced all of these things. And you just go back and you start to like grieve and process everything all over again. And it's just a whirlwind of emotions and it's really difficult, I think. As far as, other people's birthdays, that's just how I felt about birthdays in general. But the song came to fruition. It was last year. It was last August. The song came out like pretty quickly right after we wrote it. But last August 27th, I was sitting in my apartment just really struggling. It's my mom's birthday. And I was just questioning like, all of my relationship with her has been, so rocky. We were best friends when I was younger. And I think she's just struggled a lot. Parents get divorced. A lot of things can kind of spiral from that. But I haven't really had her in my life the last 4 or 5 years. And I was sitting there reflecting on our relationship and just thinking to myself, like, this is the one day that we are somehow weirdly connected to each other. I mean, obviously, when it's a family member, you're connected by blood. But I think when it's anybody, when it's an ex-friend, a family member, somebody who you've lost, like that day, whether it's their birthday or yours, for them, it's like that's the one day that you're probably both thinking about each other. And obviously, you can think about each other every other day of the year too. But that's the one day where I'm like, we're both thinking about each other at the same time, but we're not speaking. And that feeling for me was really, really strange and really, really uncomfortable and really, really upsetting. And that's how it's been for the last few years. So I had written, and it's crazy because I don't know, my phone's in my purse, but I have the voice memo of me with my guitar that night. And it was so slow. And it was just, I would send you a text, but we cut ties. I would show up with balloons, but you ruined my life. And I would spend the whole morning baking you a chocolate cake. Used to wish you the best. And now I don't even wish you happy birthday. It was such a slow, sad song at first. Because that's where it came from. It came from a lot of pain. And I took it to a room with 2 of my best friends, Avery Bilski and Kevin Monahan, like maybe a few days later. We finished it and like immediately put it out once we, got it back and started producing it and everything. It just felt, and then it felt right to put it out on my birthday on January 23rd, which was fun. And I think that song has a lot of lives. I think that it's one of those songs where I was pretty intentional about, being detailed and colorful, but also sparing, like giving enough room for somebody else to kind of like put their, foot in the door and stand in that situation that is that song. And I think that is why people have loved it, is like a lot of people don't know who it's actually about, and that's okay. And I think that sometimes the mysteries like that are cool with artists, and I think it allows for people to put whoever they want into the song. And I think as long as the emotions are captured, then that's doing its job. But I think when I was writing it, bringing it to friends, it kind of became this like liberating thing. It kind of became like, yes, this is a very painful situation. No, nobody's ever written a song like this, like with this concept. But it's something that I think everybody experiences. And I mean, you're only going to think of that song once a year or whatever their birthday. Like that's not going to just be one random day you're in a writer's room on Music Row at 11 a.m. with 3 other dudes. And you're like, what if we wrote a song like this? That's just not going to happen. Like it only comes from that real emotion that you feel on that day. So yeah, we wrote it and it just turned into this like liberating, kind of freeing song. Cause you could kind of just scream it and be like, yes, I'm angry. Yes, I'm in pain. Yes, I'm sad, but I'm not alone in this. Like, there's so many other people who feel this way.
Oh, I'm sure the messages poured in of people who, like, I mean, I related to it immediately. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we've all been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's you don't know who the person is in the song,
Yeah.
but like it's all of us. We've all
It's
been there.
anybody.
And also, I feel like you took your birthday back a little bit by doing this. I love that you did it on your birthday.
Yeah.
It's like you did make the pain. You turned it into power.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was my 22nd birthday. Yeah. Crazy. I love that song though. I think it's special, and I think that the people who have, I've played it live for at these shows or whatever, they all, it's very much so like a thank you for writing this song. And that's what I try to do with all my music. That's like what I decide to release, is always like me thinking, how will this translate over to the fans, and like what do they need more of? What do they maybe not want to hear but need to hear, and just all those things. So I feel like that one, I really feel like I am proud of myself for, one, writing that song, and then two, what it's done after I've released it.
Mhm. Whew, that one is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's so
Heavier
good.
than
That's what I'm
people
saying.
think.
This was the warning that I gave. I gave the warning, right? I was like, y'all, pull the car over before listening to this one the first time. It's amazing. So what's going on now? So like summer 2026, you've just finished this incredible tour. And so what's going on for you in the rest of 2026?
Yeah, so I'm honestly so excited to like kind of get back into my routine a little bit. I feel like, I mean, now it's just festival season. So now you've got, festival slots and CMA Fest in June, and then, hoping to land something in the fall. But we do have what day is it? May something right now. I think it's in a week and a half, May 22nd. I'm playing my first arena show.
Where?
It's in Norfolk, Virginia, which is like 15-20 minutes from where I grew up, and it's opening for Zach Top at the Patriotic Festival, which is the country music festival that I grew up going to. So literally insane, and I haven't processed it yet, so don't ask me too many questions, because
No, I mean, yeah,
literally
like, I have
not
questions.
landed in my head yet, and I don't think it will until I'm like sound checking or loading into a freaking arena.
Do you remember the first time that you went to a concert at that arena?
Yeah, it was Barney Live.
Barney
And then it was
Live.
High School Musical on Ice, and to be honest, I haven't been back since.
What
Great
a
show,
way to go
but
back.
like, yeah, I mean, we didn't go to the arena a lot. It was more so the amphitheater in my hometown, was where like all the country music was.
Yeah.
But
this festival.
you've
festival
been? So I had been to it. They used to do it on the beach.
Okay.
Like literally at the ocean front on the beach, and me and all my friends would go. I remember the last time I went, I had a torn ACL, so I had like my big cast, and all my friends were like carrying me down the sand. It's like, I'm gonna be at this concert. It's the last thing I do. And I mean, those are the kinds of shows, but between that and the amphitheater, like seeing Carly Pearce open for the Rascal Flatts, seeing whatever it was, I was constantly inspired by those shows. And that was my, I want to do that when I grow up moments. But the Patriotic Festival, I think 3 years ago, has since moved to the arena in Norfolk. So honestly, I'm more excited about that than it being at the beach. I mean, the beach would have been so cool anyways, but maybe it'll be at the beach again, and I'll do it later in life. But yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. It's my first arena show, so we're definitely like gonna put on the biggest show I ever have put on. So I'm kind of stoked.
And opening for Zach Top.
And
No
yeah,
big
what
deal.
the heck about that?
I mean, what can we even say
I
about
have
that?
no words. Like yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I literally don't have words. If Zach Top listened to my catalog, like to confirm or whatever that I was gonna be the opener, I don't know why he would have said yes.
I do. I do.
Maybe
And
he's
I
like,
think-
this girl's so different than me. It might be a good thing, but
I think you're a perfect fit.
You think?
Yes, I love it. I would absolutely go to that show.
oh my gosh,
I
no,
might.
I'm so excited. I love his music. So
I do too. Oh,
I'm
that'll
honored.
be so good. Okay, you mentioned Carly Pearce.
Yes,
And
my girl.
I mean, what does it feel like? Because you just basically said like she's one of the reasons that you're doing this.
Yeah.
And she's been super supportive of you.
I wrote a song 2 years ago now called Why God, Why Me, and it's going to be on Carly's next record. And that happened a year ago now. We found out about that. So it's kind of a crazy story, but like I wrote this song about like my testimony, my childhood, what I've experienced, and kind of this silver lining in it all. It's this prayer of like, why God, why me? Why'd you choose me to walk through this, fire? And then you kind of later in life think you realize a little bit at least of why, of the person you are because of it. I mean, it's so similar to like the entire project I just put out, but it's like a really beautiful song, and she had put it on hold. I had no intention of pitching it at all, but she fell in love with it, and who says no to Carly Pearce? Especially, I mean, I was 21 years old and I had never had an outside cut in my life as a songwriter.
What did that feel like? So for anybody that's listening outside of Nashville,
Yeah.
when a song is on hold, the artist says, I might want
Yes,
this.
I might.
Yeah.
But if like nobody else can take it right now.
Yeah.
Is kind of what that means.
So you get this call.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody calls you and says this?
Yeah, it was a text.
Okay.
Daniel Lee, who's a close friend of mine, he's been in the industry. He kind of helped Carly. He kind of helped, bring her up from the beginning. And he texted me and was like, hey, this song that you wrote, I want to send it to her. I think that she'd love it. I think it would really fit on this next project we're working on. It's great. So I sent it to him. And I think within 4 minutes, she had it on hold. It was like 9 a.m. one morning.
And your whole day changed.
It was
like that.
Insane. And I mean, for the next week or so weeks, it was just like, it was such a prayerful season. It was like a little bittersweet because it was such a special song to me, and it was so vulnerable and it was so honest. And I felt like almost accomplished that I had finally wrote the song. It was a hard song to write. It literally takes life experience to write that kind of song, and giving it away was a little bit difficult, especially when I didn't know Carly Pearce at all. I didn't know her personally. I loved her music, loved her music for as long as I can remember. I had never met her, so giving that song away was pretty difficult. But when she had it on hold, it was just like, Lord, if this is supposed to be her song, it will be her song through and through. I could always release my own version later, but like for right now, this season in my life, is this how you're trying to work through me? Is like, I had been playing that song on the road for like a year and a half at that point, and everybody was always like, when are you going to release Why God, Why Me? When are you going to release Why God, Why Me? And I was always like, I don't think I'm ready to release that song until I feel like there's enough people watching, because I can only tell this story once, and I think it would be premature to release it with like the audience I have right now. So I had been, already praying a lot just for, the right time to release that song. Like, Lord, give me the people in front of me that will be healed and helped by this song. So the fact that the way it ended up happening, it's like, we can pray for specific things, but you never really know how he's gonna, make it come to fruition. And it's like, it was through somebody else. It was through somebody else with a way larger audience. And I feel like that is such a gift, and such a blessing. I'm like humbled to even be a part of it. And I had just been, even the girls that I wrote the song with, we were all just constantly praying. Like, a hold doesn't mean it's for sure. So we just need to be like praying that she feels it strongly on her heart that this is supposed to be her song.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2 weeks after she put it on hold, I was walking my dog at 12 South, and I saw her across the street. And if y'all like know Nashville, if you live in Nashville, like, you don't see famous people every day. Yeah, you definitely see them more than you see them other places, but not every day, let alone somebody who just put your song on hold. Like, it was a God thing. I don't think it was a coincidence at all. I think we were meant to meet each other in that moment. I screamed her name across the street, ran across the crosswalk. I was like, Carly, I wrote that song. My name's Ashley, and that's my voice on that demo. And we both just started sobbing and hugging, and that's all I remember. And then at the end of the conversation, she said, give me your phone number. And I just gave her my phone, and she texts herself. And I, we say goodbye, whatever. She looks at me, she goes, I hope you know I'm going to cut that song. And I was just like, Okay, I'm gonna go cry now.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry right now.
I literally got into my car and I sobbed the entire way home. I called the girls that I wrote the song with. I was like, guys, I just ran into Carly Pearce.
You
And she
didn't
said
just
she's
run
gonna
into her.
cut the
You screamed her
song.
name.
I screamed her name.
I
Yeah.
am impressed with you for that too, because I don't think I would have had the guts.
Well, oh my gosh, I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, that's freaking Carly Pearce. She just put my song on hold like 2 weeks ago. And then after that, it was a matter of like her keeping me in the loop throughout the entire process, her keeping me in the loop throughout her, recording the song and just, checking in. And that was what made it so much easier to give that song away. And I think the Lord knew that I needed that experience and that friendship and that relationship in order for it to be easier to give that song away, if that makes sense.
Makes so much sense. Yeah.
So yeah, it was so special. And I mean, I can't believe that I've known her for about a year now, a little over a year now. She's just been incredible. I always tell people, like, they say don't meet your heroes, but if your hero is Carly Pearce, you should meet her because she is genuinely like the most down to earth. She genuinely, from the bottom of her heart, you can see it. It radiates off of her. She just wants to help other people. And she is just such an advocate for women in this industry. I mean, she has paved a path. She has paved a way. And I don't even know if she's aware of how influential it is to girls like me.
I love that about her, and I love hearing it from you because we hear bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
We see it. We assume it's happening, right? Because like she does feel like such a force and just and she's been really open about who she supports and like helping other women. She feels like there's a lot of room for women in this business, and there is, and I love that. But it's really cool to hear it from you. I love that.
Yeah, so special.
Okay, well, you are so special. I'm so like blessed by your presence. I'm so happy that you're here. Everyone has to get this album. It's incredible. And follow you on social media. Tell everybody where to follow you so they can come see you on tour.
Yeah, so I mean, Ashley Ann Music on everything. Ashley Ann on all the streaming platforms. Follows on Spotify and all that always help. But you can, I mean, all of my bios always have the link to my website. My website has all the tour, everything is right there. So
we're coming to the shows. We're checking your comments.
Yes.
We're here for it. And before you leave us, I would love to hear one of the songs from the album.
Yes, yeah. I was going to play Phone a Friend.
Okay, tell me about this song before you play it for us.
Yeah, so Phone a Friend is a song that I wrote kind of in a period where I just felt like reaching your 20s. In that moment, I felt you don't have that obligation of like going to school anymore or going to class and seeing friends or being even in the same town. A lot of your friends, your old friends, you don't even live in the same town as them anymore. And there's a different effort that takes place once you kind of are out of the college years. And I think that navigating life and everybody having different careers, it just becomes this weird thing of like, yeah, I have a lot of acquaintances or yeah, I have a lot of friends, but like, who's the person that I would like call if I were, in a car crash or if something awful happened, like who's that? And I felt like I didn't have that person in that moment. And just, who's real, who's not real, just all those thoughts that I feel like we all have. And as I played this song on the road, I kind of realized, the moms in the audience loved it and felt it. And the little girls in the audience loved it and felt it. And I don't think that feeling ever goes away. So it's just kind of about, I think it makes people feel like they're not alone in that feeling and like we can all kind of find a friend in each other if we just are all honest about how we feel in that department. So, super special song I wrote. Why do I take 20 minutes to send? Trying so hard to act nonchalant text. Hey girl, what you doing this coming weekend? How do you phone a friend? God, I'm so nervous what you'll think of me. 2 unread texts, should I make it 3? My therapist says that it's all in my head. But how do you phone a friend? Oh, how do you know if something is real? How does it go? How does it feel? A friend to all is a friend to none. But I bet she's still out a good heart and a shoulder to lend. Does anyone know how do you phone a friend? Maybe it's better that I slip your mind instead of me leaving a bad taste behind. I'll walk away wondering, is there something I said? But how do you phone a friend? Oh, how do you know if something is real? How does it go? How does it feel? A friend to all is a friend to none. But I bet she's still having more fun. I've got a good heart and a shoulder to lend. Does anyone know how do you phone a friend? When you're laying around wondering who should you call, am I far down the list, am I on it at all? You seem so unbothered, I'm going insane. Or maybe you're somewhere feeling the same. How do you know something is real? How does it go? How does it feel? Friend to all is a friend to none. But I bet she's still having more fun. I've got a good heart and a shoulder to lend. Does anyone know how do you phone a friend? Oh, 'cause I'd love to know, how do you phone a friend?
Woo.
Thank you.
Girl, you
Thank
get us in
you.
our feels. Man.
You're
You're so right. That's so relatable. We've all been there. And that makes me sad.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different podcast.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. A lot of it was like actually stemmed from like artist on artist relationships and how lonely being an artist can feel. But I feel like as I played it live, we always brought up a little girl on stage during the Maddox Batson tour, and I would sing it to her. And I would give her like a little bracelet, a t-shirt, and be like, you can always find a friend in me, if you need anything. And I am like at this stage in my career very good about like answering every single DM and answering every single text through like my Laylo phone number, and just like really, while I can, at the capacity that I'm at, like be there for these girls is so important to me. And I just feel like it allows for more loyal fans, like they feel like they know me, and that's like the goal. I want people to feel like I'm a real human being, like you could touch me. I'm not this like, shiny object on stage that just can sing.
I think you are accomplishing that. And I have to say, like, this was crazy when you walked in here at the beginning of this. You walked in the front door of the podcast house and you recognized Kendall, who works with me. And that was crazy to me that I was like, you guys maybe had a class together like 4 years ago. And you were like, hey, I know you. And that authenticity is it's who you are. I can tell. And I'm so happy like to see you thrive. I can't wait to watch everywhere that you're going to go.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing so much of your journey with us today.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me.
It's been so fun. So, yes, y'all follow Ashley Ann and don't listen to these songs the first time in your car by yourself.
Unless you have AAA.
Unless you have AAA and you need a good cry, but in the best way. So, we'll just go put Nevermind right back on. So,
gosh.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Sometimes a girl's gotta find her way on her own, free to roam and make mistakes.